Welcome to the ASGC CPB Arena. Please pay attention to the following video to ensure your safety and enjoyment during your time with us. Goggles and full face protection must be worn at all times while in the play area and at the target range. At no time during the game will the player be allowed to break the seal of the goggles from around their eyes. Only goggles and eyewear that meet the following requirements will be allowed. The lens must be strong enough to withstand 2 joules of energy. They must fully encompass the eyes with no gaps, and the lens frame must be sturdy enough to keep the lens in place during play. In the event that yours or somebody else's safety is compromised, an eyes call must be given. When you hear this call, all players must repeat eyes. At this point, you must cease fire at once, stay in your current position, and wait until the DS gives a call of game on or terminates the game. All guns must be magazine free outside the play area. Sidearms are not required to be mag-free as long as they are holstered with their safeties on. When leaving the play area, a player must remove the magazine from his gun, fire 2 to 3 clearance shots in a safe direction before proceeding to the staging area. All guns must be safely transported and concealed from public view outside of ASGC Arena. All players must transport their guns in a safe and responsible manner. Specifically, a gun must be carried in a case suitable for real firearms or within its original factory shipping box until you are inside the staging area. A 370 feet per second limit will be strictly enforced. All guns will be chronographed prior to the game. Players may also be chosen at random for handheld chronograph spot checks. Players can request the DS to chronograph other players' guns if they feel the FPS limit has been breached. You will be given 2 attempts consisting of no more than 3 shots each in which to chronograph at the appropriate FPS. If your gun is unable to chronograph under the limit after 2 attempts, you will not be able to use that weapon in the game. Any modifications made to increase the FPS of your gun after it's been chronographed will result in your immediate and permanent removal from the game. Only 6mm plastic or biodegradable BBs are to be used in our arena. Metal BBs are not allowed. Once your gun has been chronographed, you may choose to fire 6mm BBs during the game. BBs will be available for purchase in the staging area before and during the game. BBs can have a maximum weight of 0.25 grams. Players may only discharge the weapon at the target range or within the play area. No shooting into or out of the staging arena. Elimination. A player is eliminated from play if a BB strikes any part of their body from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet. This further includes any gear that the player is wearing, including their weapon. Both friendly fire and ricochet hits count and must be called. When eliminated, a player must call out "hit" loudly and raise at least one hand above their head. No players are allowed to fire upon an eliminated player. Airsoft is a game of honor and sportsmanship. All players should strive for fair play and call all their hits regardless of the circumstance. If you are unsure, give your opponent the benefit of the doubt and call your hit anyway. You don't have to wait long to get back in the game, so please call all of your hits honestly. An eliminated player is considered dead and must not talk or communicate in any way with other teammates until they have respawned or the scenario is over. Eliminated players mustn't give equipment or supplies to another player. Blind firing is not allowed. Players must be able to clearly see what they are shooting at. Do not fire at players through any holes or obstacles smaller than your head. While headshots count, they shouldn't be your first choice. Airsoft is about fun, not causing pain. Shooting in close range. There is no bang kill rule at our field. However, at close range, you are not allowed to target another player in the head unless it is the only part of their body you can see. If 2 or more players shoot each other at very close range and pull the trigger at almost the same time, both are considered hit. Knife kills. Players are allowed to bring rubber knives for use in silent eliminations. To eliminate a player from behind with a knife, lay the knife on the player's shoulder where he or she can see it with a head turn. A knifed player is immediately eliminated the moment the knife touches their shoulder, and may not cry out or do anything. Players eliminated by this method should try and acknowledge their elimination silently. If 2 or more players face off against each other with drawn knives, both are considered to have stabbed each other and both are eliminated automatically. No punching, grappling, or any physical contact of any kind is allowed. Please keep a safe level of movement when playing. Players can't move or alter any non-prop features or barriers in the game area, which will hinder the movement or cause injury to other players. Players cannot climb over or under features. You can shoot through windows, but only pass through doorways. Players can leave a scenario by calling themselves out and moving to the established safe area. No unauthorized equipment is allowed. Players cannot bring in equipment deemed unsafe by ASGC. This includes real knives of any kind, metal tools, explosive or pyrotechnic devices, real firearms, or any other non-airsoft related items. Do not wear metal shoes or boots with metal cleats. Smoke grenades are not allowed, but BB grenades may be approved by ASGC upon individual inspection. Squads are allowed the use of walkie-talkies, but Channel 16, with all its subsettings, is the event organizers and referee channel, so its use is restricted. Players are not allowed to use any profanity, name-calling or slurs against another player. Players with offensive wording on their clothes will be asked to remove the garment. No player can touch another player's equipment without their express permission. No alcohol or illegal drugs are allowed anywhere on site. No smoking is allowed inside of the building. Please smoke outside only. The referee's decisions are final. Players may be given a specific role at the discretion of the event organizer. The scoring of each scenario will be explained by a DS at the beginning of every game. Any decision that the DS makes is final and will not be discussed in the play area. Players who are found to have broken any of the rules listed here will be asked by ASGC to leave the game. No refund will be issued. If you find another player break any of our rules, you can tell the DS that player's number and make a complaint. Please try your best to monitor other players, as this will mean better run games for everybody. You can make up to 3 complaints in one day and report the same player once. Once the DS collects 4 complaints of the same player, a punishment will be issued. Punishment is essentially a firing squad. A player with 4 complaints will need to stand in front of every other player. Each player will then be allowed to take 1 shot at that player's back. If a player refuses to accept the punishment, they will be banned from the ASGC CQB arena for at least 1 month. A player found to have purposefully fired at any lights or windows will be asked to pay for any damages caused and may be banned indefinitely. Thank you for your patience. If you have any further questions about ASGC safety and game rules, please ask one of our staff. If you fully understand our rules, please sign our waiver before you play. If you are under 18 years of age, this waiver needs to be signed by a parent or legal guardian. Enjoy your time with us and play safe. Game on! If you are interested in buying any airsoft products, you can visit our website at www.asgc.co.nz or come into our walk-in store at Shop 6, 160 Beach Road, Parnell.